what's happening, everybody? It's Ike from Flipside Music, and welcome to What the F.A.Q, episode 42.
42.
Season 3.
Yes.
Season 3, episode 42.
Yeah, we're getting to the last few weeks of the season.
Yeah.
Another couple. A year is a season for us, but
yeah. So yeah.
Still.
Well, that means we've missed. Well, we got what, 6 more then? We'd say.
Ish.
So that would put us at like
48. So we only missed like 4.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not bad.
Sounds about right. Yeah, because we missed some when you were
when
you were sick.
When I had COVID.
Yeah.
Then we missed some just because of
bad times.
Yeah, stuff not
scheduling.
Going, not going right. So that's pretty good for us, actually.
Yeah, that is fairly decent.
If you're brand new here, instead of here listening to us just ramble on,
right?
There's a weekly question.
Question.
Answer. Question and answer show. You ask a question, we give you an answer, and
some other stuff,
and frivolity and knowledge abounds.
And dog licking noises, because sometimes
Ziggy's here. If you can't see him, he's right there.
Yeah. Actually, too.
The husky Korg.
Let's move this mic a little bit.
Why? Oh, because it's too close to me?
Well,
I'm the loud one?
Well, a little bit. You have all that Italian.
Always the Italian.
I was gonna say you always have. Yeah, you have that Italian training.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's how you get. That's how
I'm also now at 7. You're at like 72 dB. I'm at like 70. So.
Oh, okay. Well,
I'm right there. I'm almost there.
Because you gotta jump in. If nobody can hear you, you're effed.
Yeah.
So.
Although one time we did peak having a conversation. Somebody was playing at the shop once, and I went ahead and put the decibel meter on, and we did peak at like about 90 dB, like 89, 90 dB.
What, normal conversation?
You and me, yeah. And we weren't like yelling or screaming. Wow. And I was like, that's pretty good for.
All we need is Matt from Texas Toast in here, and we'll just start breaking glass.
Well, it's just funny because like the sound ordinance in like Denver and Thornton at night it's 72 at night.
Is it really?
Yeah, I think in my neighborhood it's 77. So yeah, like you and I can't even have a decent conversation.
Just imagine if we're outside loaded.
Yeah.
Well, my buddy Steve, we've already gone off the rails.
Yeah.
My buddy Steve, back in New York, he was one of the loudest people ever, and I almost got kicked out of an apartment complex because me and him went out drinking, and then we went back, and we continued to drink. And this is in Southern California when I lived in San Diego, and we continued to drink. The next morning, the super was like, I don't know what kind of party you guys were having last night.
It was just the
two of us, and we made so much noise,
Yeah.
So anyway, okay, sorry, off the rails. Quick story and whatever.
Oh, actually, too, I probably need to turn the thing around because I know it's failed 2 weeks in a row, or where it clips it.
Oh yeah.
So yeah.
Right.
Grips it.
All right.
Yeah, that's just the usual thing for everybody to see me walk to the camera.
Yeah. Pro level stuff we got here, guys, and girls. Lads and lasses.
Yeah, we don't edit it for you guys.
Yeah. This is straightforward.
Yes.
All right, so jumping into the first question, finally, after 10 minutes, I think. Professor Chaos asks, favorite gritty drive pedal? Any bands you like most people around you dislike? So I guess, what bands do you like that other people don't like, that are around you in the circle? Yeah. I got the band for me already.
Well, yeah, that works easier for you in a sense, because it's been more specified. Yeah,
you guys don't like it's not you don't like a lot of the stuff I listen to. I just...
Oh, no, I thought you were going to go the other way. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, never mind. I reversed it. I made it negative the other way. Never mind.
Yeah,
I thought you were going to say the Doors.
Half full kind of guy.
Yeah, no, I thought you were going to say the Doors because everybody, most of us don't mind them, but you hate them, so it was kind of, that was where I was going for a sec, but...
I'm going to answer that question first, though, seeing that we're in there. So I'm going to say Grateful Dead.
Yeah, no, that applies.
I'm a Grateful Dead fan. I'm not like super fan. I haven't been to 147 shows and tripped my balls off.
Right.
I like the Grateful Dead. I used to hate the Grateful Dead. There was nothing about them I liked, and then one day I just got it because I had a roommate who was drive around in a microbus, hippie kind of dude, and he played a lot of Grateful Dead. And then in those days we may have imbibed in a lot of smokables that were available here in Colorado. And one day I just got it, and I go, Huh. Well, okay. And ever since then, I'm a Grateful Dead fan. I'm not a super fan.
Yeah.
I'm not crazy, but I do like the Grateful Dead. And as I looked into more of them and learned more about them, I like all the stuff they've done, a lot of the marketing stuff and their approach on business that was really cool. I love their imagery with the roses and the skeletons and the dancing bears. I dig all of that stuff. I just think they got like really cool visual stuff. So anyway, that's my.
Well, they do, yeah.
Like,
to me, like it's funny because they're not dissimilar to Kiss in a way, and I know that sounds weird relating Grateful Dead to Kiss, but in terms of like
marketing wise.
Well, that was what I was going to say. Like in terms of like being just a marketing force, like one way or the other, it doesn't matter how they went about it, but just like grassroots, selling things, marketing the band. Like they both are pretty amazing that way. But I also think a lot of it that with both bands had to do with visual stuff because I've met so many people that have Grateful Dead like stickers or whatever. Like especially when I was a kid, the Grateful Dead skull was on everybody's snowboard.
Face.
Yeah, it was like on everybody's snowboard.
Yeah,
up in the mountains. Like everybody is when I was a kid, literally probably 80% of people had that sticker on their boards, and most of them didn't know who the Grateful Dead were. Cool. Yeah, it was just a cool looking skull.
A lot of their stuff is cool. I mean, I got the wolf on my ASAT.
Yeah.
And Dead fans know what that is. Other people just think it's a cool thing with a wolf.
Right.
But anyway, so there you go. As far as gritty drives, at ODR1 is a gritty drive.
Yeah.
That I like.
For me, it'd be the hot cake. I mean, I still need to buy one, but yeah, the hot cake would. Which actually, I got to see if it's still on Reverb. There was one the other day that had finally gone down to like $1.50, and I think I might go for it.
Sweet Honey Overdrive.
Yeah, that one's a sweet one.
One of my favorites. It's on my board.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of other gritty drives, honestly, I really like the 385 too from Walrus. Like that one has a very
distinct.
Yeah,
to it.
And it's got a very like. It almost kind of has that because it's such a sharp kind of mid-range that I feel like it has a lot of good like snap for those really fast chords. Like if you're trying to get some articulation, especially for anybody doing like punk or rockabilly or even metal, like I actually think you could utilize that pretty easy in a more of probably more of like a stoner metal like High on Fire kind of context. But yeah, I still think it's a good one for that. Bands that I like. Honestly, it's funny. I'm going to go with another sort of hippie band because I feel like most of the hippie bands that I get into tend to be a little bit more driven, I guess, than the Dead. But I think Hawkwind. Not that you guys don't like them that much, but I don't think any of you guys are like. Yeah, I don't think you ever
dislike them.
Yeah, because I was going to say even Jake. I don't know how much he's really even explored Hawkwind. I'll have to ask him.
Yeah, but, I don't know enough.
Right,
but I've never been like. Shit.
Right. Well, because honestly, like, there's some stuff, like, especially because every other song is basically, like, spoken word poetry kind of. And that part of it, that part of it I don't like as much. But there's some gems of songs, like, especially during, like, the Lemmy period. There's, like, some really good songs in and albums really went, through that whole period. So that'd probably be the one for me.
Moonbeams. And fairy tales, and weirdness and stuff. Actually, that's a Jimi Hendrix lyric, but I don't know.
Well, no, but that is kind of the thing.
The Jim Morrison thing. I had a friend of mine in college that just all the time. That was just terrible.
Well, yeah, but it's also suspect and kind of weird that anybody would prefer like those Doors songs over the normal like.
He just listened to all of the. Jim Morrison spoken wordy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's a little weird that because even a lot of Doors fans really like the early music, not the spoken word poetry part as much.
Yeah, I just think I can't do it.
Yeah,
I want to try, but I can't. Anyway, so moving on. Next,
Cullen James, he said a question from last week that he meant to ask but didn't. Was since he had asked in a previous episode what our favorite part of owning / running a music store is. How about the opposite? So what is our least favorite part about owning and operating a music instrument shop? It's funny because I think we sort of may have said it in the last thing.
We don't have enough time.
Yeah, I was going to say, it was sort of twofold the last time because in a way, like, it's both. Like, I feel like the people we deal with on one hand can be amazing, awesome people, and then like the online people that we deal with is probably the only spot that kind of
really rubs us the wrong way for the
Right.
most part. Because, yeah, I mean, in-house, we can kind of deal with all that, and it's much easier to deal with a person face-to-face.
Right.
When you get these lunatics that online, you know.
well,
we
just
got-
the nitpicking that exists online and the way they phrase things and the way it's the approach. Like that's
Yeah.
the approach is totally different because
Well,
if people came into the shop and like said talk to us the way that people do on Reverb, like it would be
or
like,
even
I
just
can't even imagine
emailing the store.
Right.
Hey, I want to buy this from you, but I don't want to pay shipping, and
Or
I'm
taxes.
not paying for taxes.
Right. Can you? Yeah. What's the best you can do?
What's the best you can do?
Yeah. It's like we're not.
If you walked into the store and said that shit,
Yeah, a
we would
grocery
all
store,
look
yeah.
at you and go,
Yeah.
huh?
Yeah.
What? You just wouldn't. It wouldn't happen.
Well, that and
That-
in any other facet of life, like any other shop, when do you go in there and say something like or request something like that? Like when you go to get groceries, you don't throw a little note thing. Like even when you're getting your online groceries, it's not like somebody throws in a note. Oh yeah, hey, I'm gonna go ahead and get this stuff, but I don't want to pay the
I
taxes.
don't wanna pay the
and I don't want to pay the
tax.
delivery fee. So thanks. That's it's like that's not
Yeah.
how things work.
I don't want to pay the taxes, and I want 15% off my tomatoes.
Right.
All right, that's what I want.
Make it happen.
Yeah. I want you guys to do this for me, and I don't even live in your state.
Right.
You know what I mean? That shit drives me nuts. So that's one aspect. I mean, are there some other things that least favorite?
Right now, I would say supply chain. But
Supply chain, yeah,
In previous
right now-
years, that was not an issue. But like right now, I feel like, especially you on the ordering side of it, are having to plan, a year or
Nuts.
more in advance, and it's
Yeah.
like trying to. Some customers get it because some customers are, aware of what's going
Yeah.
on in the world, but a lot of people are not necessarily giving us the benefit of the doubt right now, and don't understand until we explain it. Like, hey, there's literal components that these things can boil down to that they can't get.
They can't finish a product because there's one thing they can't get.
Right.
And that's a vital piece
Right.
of their.
And the fact that it might be a
thing.
year or more is like for a lot of people, it's just. I mean, I get it. Like they feel like it's unacceptable, but at the same time, it's like
not us.
It's not like we're failing to order things and therefore are not able to supply you properly. It's more that we literally just can't get the stuff because they can't make it.
Right.
Yeah.
And we had a customer last week who called, wanted a specific item, and we're like, yeah, it's going to be a year, and then we didn't hear back from him.
Right.
Now, that happens, so don't get me wrong. But I also sometimes get the feeling like you think we're just making it up.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
literally,
No, it does feel like that sometimes.
I was looking for a guitar yesterday for a customer, and luckily we have one on order, and we're going to get it in March. The next batch of those, if we didn't have it on order, and this is from Fender, we wouldn't see it until September.
Right.
Maybe October. I mean, that's
and that would have been
Next year.
if everything goes according to plan.
right. So I do
Yeah.
have it. So I'm working the deal with the customer that to see if he wants to wait, because
Right.
he could either wait or see if another big company, another company, or
Currently has it
bigger
or
company
something, yeah.
has one in stock, which is entirely possible. But so that's a part. Now accounting needs to be a part for me, because accounting was tough when I had to do it. Now I don't have to do it. I have a bookkeeper that does it, and my bookkeeper is my accountant. So once I could have, afford to get somebody to actually, we got to a point where somebody had to do it.
Right.
I couldn't do it. So that was a tough one.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like right now the ordering would be the main thing, and then
There's a big drag right
yeah,
now, yes.
yeah.
You
And
know,
that's just because it's not like it's the ordering itself as much as the pains of like trying to figure out what to do and like the constant like the fog of confusion that's just been on the last 2 years has just kind of been ridiculous. Because like there's certain companies with certain pedals that like they're just putting them on hiatus. They're not saying like no, we'll never make it again.
They just can't
They're
get the parts.
Yeah, they can't get the parts, and like getting customers to understand that it literally can hinge on one component. Some people get it and some people don't, and it's like the level of understanding I wish was just a little higher with that, because it's like it's affecting every industry. I mean, it's
yeah,
like
everybody. I mean, the
Yeah.
industries for bicycles and cameras and everything is kind of being.
yeah,
But one other thing along with that is is being able to, for me, and in my role, is it be able to turn it off, just being able to truly take like
Well,
2
yes.
days off, like
Yeah.
not have to worry about emails,
Yeah.
not worry about anything. I got good guys around me, so I'm not worried in that capacity. Like, oh my god, I have to. Be
Yeah,
in the
but there's
shop.
still just day to day.
You just never turn it off.
Always,
You never turn it off because you're trying to figure out how we'd like to do this and bring that brand in, or I'd like to try this, or I want to try that, or maybe you want to, So there's always something, or it's so hard to just completely blank screen, screen it. So that's it. No.
All right, next one is from Nothing Here. Said since we dropped the demo for the Hyzamitas last week, right? Last Friday, I believe.
Yeah.
What's your favorite version of the Big Muff that Electro Harmonics has made, and what are your favorite clones or variations of Muffs? This one's actually pretty easy. Well, actually, the Electro Harmonics part, in a weird way, I feel like is actually harder because the clone part, for sure, we already know that. I'm sure most of the viewers know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The clone part's gonna be the Demogorgon, which is our exclusive we've done with Stomp Underfoot, and that is based on basically.
It's a hybrid of the Tri-Muff Green Russian, which is where I was gonna kind of go with the other answer. But yeah, that one's definitely our favorite in terms of clones, and I think Matt in general just Stomp Underfoot. We even had a customer that came in the other day, and it's like he didn't want to because of the price difference, which I get, he didn't want to the Stomp Underfoot one compared to the Electro one, but once he heard it, it was just hands down, he had to go for it. So,
but picking favorite Big Muff.
Yeah, I would say. Me personally, the Green Russian overall is my personal favorite, but I also really do love the Ram's Head.
Oh, that's what I was going to. I really like the Ram's Head. Yeah. Green Russian. We're in the same.
Yeah.
Same
Honestly,
ballpark,
it's two different things for me. I like the Ram's Head for E standard, E flat, that kind of tuning range. I think that's where it shines. For the lower tuning, heavier, even the heavy blues stuff, I think that's where the Green Russian shines. Whether it's Black Keys, heavy blues stuff, or whether it's slow, heavy stuff like Sleep, it's that one covers that spot. So those would be definitely my favorites there. And the Hyzamitas is also awesome. So
yeah,
check that one out. If you want
really good,
it's
a really good pedal.
If you want a very kind of focused Big Muff, that one's definitely a good one to throw in there. I would put it more in the Tri-Muff kind of family if I was gonna give it a classification. But anyway, it's a great one. So. Next one's from Tim White. And actually, we got to give him an update on this next part because I think we still have it, right?
What?
Well, we'll find out. So,
all right, so Tim White asks, what are you going, are you all going to get, the Player Series Acoustasonics? So it's the new Made in Mexico Acoustasonics from Fender.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Is the answer.
Yes, we are getting some of those. And Tim, if you like the Jazzmaster one, did that one come in? The used one? Or did that guy not do the deal on that?
No, he didn't do it.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
I was going to get your hopes all up, but
yeah, that didn't quite work out.
Yeah.
But we do have some on order. So Tim, if you're looking for a specific color.
Yeah, because the last time he came in, even though I knew this, I didn't get a chance to tell him. So.
Yeah, let me know because we'll set it aside for you, or one of them aside for you.
Because he was kind of in real fast last time. So.
Okay. Yeah, so let me know if there's a specific color. I think we got at least one of each color.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah,
and we might have multiples on other ones. I got to go back because I ordered them in 2 different POs.
Yeah.
So moving on, we got Boomer Bass Meme. Is that Boomer Bass Meme or is that man?
Meme. It is meme.
It is meme? Okay. Yeah. Boomer Bass Meme. When are the Bass 6s coming back in stock? Number 1. And then...
Well, the other part's about getting basically a screenshot or a picture of the bass area at the
bass wall. Who you got the
shop. Yeah, well, like I said, I've meant to for a while, and I just keep forgetting. It's one of those things. I'll read his question, we do this, then I don't see MJ for 2 days, and I forget because he's asked about this repeatedly. So I definitely get that.
All right.
But yeah, basically, MJ.
Do you want to take it or do you want me to take it?
Well, I was gonna just have MJ take a good
that's what I'm saying. Okay. Yeah. Dylan at flipside-music.com.
Yes.
He's the guy to bribe.
Yeah, well, yeah. Yes. So I'll go ahead and I'll get MJ to make sure he gets you a nice, real nice photo.
And then maybe a Toblerone or something.
Yeah. Actually, that would be nice. But in terms of the bass 6s, when are those coming?
Bass 6s, I have a couple on order. I think
the last one did not last very long.
The last one we got in lasted 3 days and it was gone.
Yeah.
And that was because we had it in the back for 2 days before we set it up.
Right.
And it was on the floor
Yeah, and then
for like a day and
yeah.
gone.
Yeah, it was actually kind of
Almost as
insane.
good as that other one.
Well, it was insane how fast though, like people zeroed in on it. Like that was what I noticed. Like as soon as we put it on the wall, we had like 4 or 5 customers play it, and then it was gone later that day.
So,
but yeah, they're awesome. I mean, if you're gonna get one, they're pretty great.
I think the next one coming in is a black one though. So not the 3-tone burst.
Okay.
Okay, so that's that. Email Dylan, and he'll get you that picture.
Yeah. And then the last one, this is a pretty good discussion one from Jacob Yergert. He said he was talking to KJ is his wife, about how Jack White tried to build the myth around the White Stripes, that they were siblings, claiming that they recorded in a candy factory and all that stuff. Obviously now we know that none of that stuff was true. So Jake was also saying the Eagles did the same thing with Hotel California, and dozens of artists have also done those things where they kind of make up some hype about how they either recorded something or, even their relationship with each other. So he's saying, what's our take? Is it kind of a disingenuous thing, or does it really matter? To me, I mean, it's really like, I don't want to say it's a thing of a bygone era, but like, I feel like the White Stripes, at least in my memory, are the last ones to do that shit and really get away with it, like, for a good period, because they had some mystery at the beginning. Like, you didn't really know much about them. And,
what was going on.
Right.
I think it lends to, I don't know that it's necessarily disingenuous, even though it is, but I think it's more of kind of a marketing type feel, like having a mystery, like, like certain bands that have kind of tried to be evil or whatever.
Well, yeah.
And so they have this imagery, but it's not really them. I mean, let's take like Sabbath. Everybody thought Sabbath is the most evil band back in the day. But I mean, the guys wore crosses because they were Catholics or some shit.
Well, yeah, but that was kind of the thing.
But then you got Zeppelin, who did the whole thing too.
Because that's what I was going to say with them, though.
The mystery. And
yeah, but with Sabbath, in a way, like, I think people made up shit about them and then assigned it to them.
And then put it to them. Yeah.
Whereas I would say, like, Zeppelin, in a weird way, because
they kind of created that.
Yeah, they consciously wanted to have that vibe. Yeah. And so it's like, and even like we were talking about earlier with like Kiss, like bands like that do the marketing stuff, like even the mystery. Because I mean, I remember like my mom was alive like when Kiss was like in their peak, and she remembered being a teenager and just like everybody everywhere, just constant, like the lunch boxes, all of that stuff was everywhere.
When I was a kid,
yeah,
there was so much Kiss stuff around. It was
Well, and the main thing she remembered too was that like. You would see like in Rolling Stone, you'd be reading articles and they'd get like some like little like weird blurry clip or photo of like Gene trying to like get into some restaurant or something, and he wouldn't have all his makeup on, and so it was like this whole mystique of like
because
trying to see him without the makeup. Yeah, and I feel like that's kind of again something that's more of a a throwback now at this point. There's not a lot of bands that do it, but even if they do, I think
there kind of is still. I mean, when you look at Lady Gaga with the meat suit and all, it's just it's morphed into something else. It's still like kind of marketing. There's still
well, yeah, but in terms of like, I think what Jake is kind of meaning is like when you have either the mystique, but also or like a whole made up story about how either something went down or how something was recorded or even how the band was even formed. Because like with Jack White and Meg, like that was the whole thing. Was they sold it as they're like this quirky little couple that's doing this duo gig together, and that was how they build it. They built it as brother and sister while being married. And so it's like I think a lot of people when they found out thought it was weird, but also like kind of blew past it. But like I said again, that was something that they held on to for a long time. And I remember when it was not a big deal, but it was sort of a big deal when it finally came out that they were actually married and then got divorced rather than being brother and sister.
I guess I didn't care that much. I never dug that deep into it.
Yeah, I mean that was just the way because I mean there was a lot of conscious things that Jack White did in order to create a vibe and a mystique, kind of an image, a public image that he wanted for them that didn't peg them. Because I think I think his biggest fear was getting pegged as just white boy blues kind of thing. Which is
exactly what it is.
It is, but I think like he didn't want it to necessarily get just straight up dismissed just because of that it's just like angsty white boy blues. I think he was trying to get it more in that vein of like, even like the old blues guys, like you have the whole Crossroads Legend. It's like there's that whole vibe.
There's something going on there.
Right.
And maybe that's also, too, why he picked her as a drummer.
Yeah.
Because, I mean,
Yeah.
She's not the world's greatest drummer.
No.
But it fit what they did.
Well, it did,
so
and
maybe there was a thing there, too.
even like the
he was just
recent-
justifying why she's playing drums. Like, she's got to play drums, otherwise,
Right.
happy wife, happy life kind of
Well,
deal.
but it was sort of that, but as the whole brother-sister thing was where I thought that was confusing more than because they could have easily just said they were a husband and wife, and it wouldn't have been, I don't think it would have been any different, yeah, but they went for that whole brother-sister kind of thing instead, so.
Clicked
Oh,
on.
did it? Okay.
Yeah. Turn it back on! That's it, we're ending it anyway, so.
Yeah.
It's like the end of the thing. Oh, well, the blackout screen, pop back in, all the audio stays. All right, well, that's it. Anyway, hey, by the way, if Quentin James is watching, I did get the pics. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it.
Yeah, those were.
Oh, dear Lord. That's the move. That's the move.
Yeah.
So I appreciate it. Thank you, Quentin, if you're still watching. Yeah, that's it, right?
Yeah, that's it. That's our Thanksgiving episode. Have a good Thanksgiving.
You turkeys.
Or Colonizers Day, depending on how you feel about things.
Yeah. I didn't know turkeys couldn't fly. Have you watched that episode?
I've been trying to make through some of it, but it's weird. It's hit or miss with some of those episodes.
Yeah, but yeah.
Because like some of it, you're right. Like it is really good, but then like there's some real kind of ones as you're going.
Yeah, but it's all campy.
Yeah.
They can't all be good.
Yeah.
All right, that's it for our Thanksgiving episode. That now that we just mentioned it here at the Great American Guitar Store. Flipside Music. We'll see you guys on the flip side. Have a lot of turkey, get fat, have a good time.
Pass out and then eat again.
Yeah. All right, see you guys later.
Fiddle fucking. Fiddle fucking.
Ding 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 ding. Fiddle
fucking
around.
fiddle fucking
around again.
My ass doesn't agree with the. There we go. With the grain telemetry. No, I'm just kidding.
You have to be facing west.
Yes, I can only sit on stools with grains facing west.
You and
It's only the Eric Johnson stool for me. Yeah. That sounds so bad.